and welcome to another episode in my Learning Lightroom series. Now, over the next few videos I'll be looking in detail at the Slideshow module. Now, it's here that we can build a slideshow to showcase our work to our family, friends or potential clients. So in this video, to make a start, and first we're going to select the images that I want to put in the slideshow. Then we're going to choose a template, and then we're going to start the process of configuring the slideshow with the options in the layout panels. So let's make a start. Here we are in the library module, and I've got two folders here with images in, and I'd like all these images, they're all of York, and I'd like all these images to be available for my slideshow. But at the moment they're in two separate folders. So what I'm going to do is make a collection and put them all in one collection. So I'm going to scroll down to my collections panel. I'm going to click on the plus icon, create collection, and we'll call it York. Oh, not talk, we'll call it York. That's better. I won't put it inside a collection set, and I will include selected photos, which will probably just be that one. So we'll click create. We've now got a collection. So what I need to do now is to go and find all my other photos. So if I go up to slideshow, and I'll select all of these by pressing Ctrl and A, scroll down again, and then drag them into my York collection. Then I'm going to go back up again to my second folder, same again, Ctrl and A to select, just move down and then drag them into the York collection. So now if I click on the York collection, I've got 18 images in this collection. Now once we've created this collection, we can go and jump over to the Slideshow module. We'll go up and click on Slideshow. And the first thing we need to do is select a template. We can do that over here in the panel on the left. You can see we've got caption and rating, crop to fill. It doesn't matter which one you use because you can always customize it later. I'm just going to go with the simple one. I'm going to click on that. I'm going to press Ctrl and A to select all the images that I want in the slideshow on the film strip. And it's important at this point to create what's called a saved slideshow. So I'm going to go over and click on the Create Saved Slideshow button. I'm going to rename it. I'll call it York. And I'll put it inside the York collection so it keeps it all together. And I click Create. Now the reason why it's really important to do this, and to do this early, is because once you've created that saved slideshow, everything we do from now on will be saved behind the scenes. It will save everything you do from this point into the project. So you want to make sure that you do this, and you only need to do it once. Okay, well here we can see we've got the saved slideshow, and it's called Talk. No, that's not what I want. Okay, well let's rename that, and we'll give it a proper name, York. I seem a bit obsessed with Talk at the moment. Let's go rename. Okay, so we've renamed that now. Now down in the film strip we can see all our images selected. So let's just deselect them just for a second by pressing Ctrl and D, and then I'll just click on the first one. I'll just go to the beginning and click on that first one. Now you can use the arrow keys to go through backwards and forwards, the left and right arrow keys, or you can use these keys here, which is these arrows on the toolbar. Alright, well, what about customizing what we have? Well, first let's go to the layout panel, which is the second one down here. And I want to make sure that show guides is turned on. Now if it isn't, you won't see the guides. So if we click that just to turn the guides on. Now these will not print, they're just to help us to position things on the screen. Now you can move the guides by hovering over them and clicking and dragging. Or you can move one of the sliders. Now if you want something that's off center, then what you can do is these are all linked together. So if you click on the link all icon to switch it off and click and drag, You can move the images up and down to give you space if you wanted text or captions on this slideshow. For today I don't, so I'm going to click link all again to bring it all back to the center. Now let's have a look at the options panel. Well, here we've got some things to play with. We've got zoom to fill frame. Well, normally if you've got landscape images, they do tend to fill the cell. But as soon as we get onto a portrait image, then you might not like having all this space around the side. So what you can do to get a little bit of consistency is if you click on this, the portrait image will zoom to fill the frame. You can drag it up and down to reposition it. And if that gets you where you need to go, that's fantastic. In this case, I like having the portrait orientation and the landscape orientation, so I'm going to turn that off. Now we've got a stroke border. We can switch that off, and if you just saw it, it just moves a little bit. These are the guides that you can see, but if I switch that on, you'll see that there is a little line comes around the outside. Now obviously at the moment it's coloured black and it's on a black background, so you're not going to see it much. So let's switch that to white, and then it'll appear, and then we can decide how wide we want it. Do we want a thick line or do we want a thin one? Now there is a cast shadow facility which will give us a little bit of separation in certain cases from the background, but obviously that's dark and it's on a black background, so you can't see it. So just to show you it in action, I'm just briefly going to change that background colour. I'll change it, say, to white, and then I'll go back up and I'll play around with some of these sliders. So hopefully you can see you've got an angle slider and the offset and the radius. You can see it appearing just underneath, and it just gives a little bit of separation. And with the angle, what we can do is we can decide which way we want the actual light to be coming from, so we can actually move it so it comes out at one side or the other side, or even slightly off to the bottom, just to make it look as though it's got a little bit of a shadow. So okay, that's how that works. Let's go back and change that back to the background colour to black. Right, well now we know a little bit more about working with slideshows. Let's continue our journey to customize a template, and we're going to do that in the very next video. See you then.